Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Friday, September 30th. Just going to do a quick recap of the trades we took this morning and the current status. Right now, we are minus 8 ticks YM on the day. That's $40 equivalent per contract. So we're minus 8 ticks on the YM. On the ES, we had a few trades this morning. A couple break evens, a win, and a loss is what we had. Okay. That's pretty much where it stands on the day right now with the ES. I'm actually going to go long right here on the YM with 8 ticks risk. I'm going to go long. I'm expecting it to move probably up to 64 from here. And I'm just going to let this trade go. All right, I have just 8 ticks risk on it. We have some divergence. We closed up above the MA1. If we end up losing on that, we end up losing on that. But we finished the morning session minus 8 ticks. Okay, now let me just go through the actual trades with you. And we'll start with the ES. Okay, we did have some good opportunity on the ES this morning. Unfortunately, I missed a bunch of the opportunity myself. I was not paying close enough attention this morning. Alright, this was my first trade of the morning on the ES. We had a bubble, which means the red line is outside the black, and we had a lower swing pivot. Price moved back up to the BBC. Once it got up there, it popped me right in. Dropped down just a little bit, and then it went right back up to stop me out. Okay. One other thing worth noting for all you guys that were in the workshop, not last night, but the one before it, last week, this happened right here. Okay, now we were below the elbow, so that's not as important when it's below the elbow. But anyway, so we move over here like this, and it went up. The next opportunity was right here. I missed this one. I don't know why I missed it. I must have been doing something else. I must have had it covered up and been doing something else. But the price pulled back here. We had a nice bubble right here, and the price pulled back right here to the BBC for a move up. Now at this point, I'm minus 8 ticks in the day. I missed that one. That would have put me at break even. Right here, there was no trade in here because we have this area right here where we had a lower top is what that is. Okay. And so there were no trades in here. We were waiting for another swing high, but we didn't get it. Then we broke down below the elbow. We got our new bubble down here, so we're looking for the next pullback up to the BBC. That happened to be right over here. We pulled up to the BBC, and I shorted it there and took 2 points here. So we were break even at that point. Okay, on the trades that we actually took, but the trades that set up, we should have been plus 8 ticks. Now price moved way over here. Right here, it pulled down and hit the BBC, but that was not a trade because we needed a fresh bubble. Okay, so that was not a trade over there. Over here, we had a fresh bubble, and we had not touched the BBC until right here. I missed that one again for some reason. I missed it, and that went on for 2 points, so now it should have been plus 16 ticks. But mind you, we were at 0, break even right there. We're at 0 altogether on the ES, but should have been at plus 16 right there. Up here, this was not an opportunity because of this bar right here. All right, so we needed a higher swing, which we did not get until way over here. All right, we got the higher swing over here. We didn't trade this because of this bar right here. All right, because we could draw a trend line down the tops, so we didn't trade this. It moved on over here. We didn't trade this because of this spot right there. Now it kept moving down. There was no trade in there. We just didn't have all that much opportunity this morning on the ES. So far we should be plus 16 ticks if I took all the trades that actually did set up. We did take this one right here, and we got a break even on it. I moved my stop up to break even after it moved up a little bit into the profit because it was going right into a zone. There was enough space between the entry and the zone to take profit, but at this point it was 11:20. This was pretty close to the end of the morning session, and I just wanted to manage my risk closely on that one. All right, some of the partners that were in the room got the full 2 points, and some of you got some profit on it, but nobody lost any money on that trade. There were no more trades in there, guys. Okay, there were no more trades right in there. This bubble was for this pullback, so that was not a trade right there. And that's pretty much it. That brings us current, I think. Yeah, that brings us current. So on the ES on the morning, we're break even we had 3 trades, 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 break-even trade. The break-even trade went on to win, and we had 2 other trades that we missed that did go on to win. So if you include all that, it should have been plus 24 ticks. If you include just what I did, we got nothing. 3 trades with no profit. All right, that said, we'll jump over here to the YM. That divergence trade that I just took here, I lost. Obviously, I went long right there. But we are minus 8 ticks, as I showed you a few minutes ago on the YM this morning. And I'll show you the trades that we took, the trades that set up, and what happened with it all. This trade right here was the first pullback down to the BBC after the bullish cross. We went long right there, and we got stopped out for 8 ticks. All right, that was our one losing trade on the YM. We had a bearish cross right here, price pulled back up to the BBC and dropped all the way down here to the MA1. After that happened, it used up the window of opportunity. We didn't really want to trade into the zone here either. Okay, that would have been trading right into the zone. So we didn't trade anything right in there. All right. Over here, price dropped down. Well, it moved up, but we never had to pull away on that side, so there was no trade there. It dropped down below over here, so there was no trade here. It went back up in here. Now this morning we had news events that came out at odd times, so I think that threw the market off for the first half hour, 45 minutes or so. We had a bullish cross here and a pullback down here. Now this was a nice trade here on the YM. At the time, the ES was heading right into a zone. I think that's why I didn't take that trade, but nevertheless, I didn't take the trade. It was a perfect setup, and it won. I did take a divergence trade over here. It went on for a 10-tick profit, and I moved my stop up to break even when it had 10 ticks in it, and it came back and stopped me out at break even. So thus far on the YM, I am minus 8 ticks right there at that point. All right, the next trade. Well, hang on, there were a couple. We had a bearish cross right here with a pullback up to the BBC right here. Now, just by the books, by the numbers, we should have been shorting the BBC right there. I didn't, because we had just the bars in here were odd. We had dojis here in both of these places, and I was looking for a down close close to the BBC, and it closed all the way down here. So we didn't take any trades in there. The next thing was the bullish cross right here with a pullback down to the BBC. I totally missed that one. I was doing something else. This morning we went over some Russell trades and some other things in the live trading room, so I wasn't as focused on it right there. All right, then we had this drawdown right here. This is the first pullback right here. That's the one that I really like to focus on. I mean, we could say we had this one here and this one here too, but that's not what I'm looking at. You saw me take the divergence trade here, and that one just lost. So on the morning, the YM is minus 8 ticks, and the ES is break even. All right. Now, let me show you guys a little something else, too. I think right now the numbers aren't going to look as good on this as they did, but I will show it to you anyway. A couple days ago, we said to look at the 1150 puts. Okay. They're right now trading at 43.75 by 44.5. When we said it, they were at 32.75, I think. 32.75. Today they were up at 47. At one point they were up at 47. We went over that. We went over that in the partners meeting last night. I have screenshots of it at a higher point. I can show you this right here anyway. The 1150 puts right here. Here, I'll just make it the top line. The 1150 puts are the top line right there, so you can see they were 46.5 by 47 when I took that screenshot right there. Anyway, that was a lot of potential there on those puts. So last week we had some calls. I think it was last week we had some calls that made about 80%, and those puts made from 32 to 47. What's that? 47 minus 32 is 15 divided by 32, 46%. So last week we had some calls that made about 70%, and puts this week that made 40%, or whatever I just said. And that's it. That's what we have going on, guys. we had some Russell trades. There were Russell things going on. I tried something new this morning twice. It didn't work either time. But I'll give you more information on that once I've worked it all out. Okay. And that is it. That's going to wrap it up for us. And I'm going to stop the recording.